the banks are taking some sort of loan from RBI. So the interest rate, so banks are taking loan. Okay, so rupees going here, and I told you what banks have to keep with RBI is GSEC in form of collateral. So this GSEC goes from bank to RBI, and these are government securities which they have bought at earlier time. These GSECs goes to RBI, and RBI in terms give them some loan. So this is your first part. Now in later stage what happens is, there is a so there is a repurchase obligation on the bank. I told you no later. So what will happen is, the GSEC, this GSEC will be bought again by this bank. This bank will buy it, and then later whatever the money it has taken earlier, it will return that money to RBI. Fine. So here what will happen is, earlier the GSEC was sold at some price, let's say rupees 100, but now when it will return this GSEC, its price would have increased. So 106 rupees it will sell back. So there will be a predetermined contract which will be known as the repo rate contract, under which, so this is actually in form of discount rates. So here what will happen, any bond, if this is bond, it will have a bond price written on the bond itself. There will be a date of maturity, like 1 year maturity. So government bond will be similar, but these bonds will be bought at a lower price, say 950 rupees. So when they are bought at 950 rupees, after 1 year, this bond will yield 1000 rupees. Are you getting it? When you have bonds are at par price. This is your par price. This is the price that you will get at maturity. After 1 year of maturity, whoever is holding this bond, he will get 1000 rupees. But for that person to earn profit, he has to buy it some less cost, then only he'll earn some profit. So it is sold at discount. This is your discount price, at some discount, and when it matures, it is sold at par. At par means your value, the bond price which is mentioned on the bond. Is it clear? So similarly here, this will be your at par value, and rupees 100 with the discount value at which your bond was sold. Is it clear? And we calculate the interest on the basis of this. So currently says 6% interest is there, So like that we calculate the interest. Fine? Is it clear? You can ask question if something is not clear. This is the process, how they take loan. Just now to simplify for you, just remember, using repo rate, banks take loan. Just remember this, using repo rate, banks take loan. When they take loan, they have to give what in form of collateral? GSECs. Just remember this, and remember they have to repurchase their GSEC after some point of time.
What's the time duration between the
Time can be anything. It will be written on the bond. Okay. See, there are T-bills, there are treasury bills which are of one period, say 90 days, 182 days, 364 days. Then these GSECs are above 1 year period. Okay. Then we have cash management bills. These are below 90 days period. So we will study them. That is not needed also, but for your information, this is it. They can be of multiple durations. But write this also here. T-bills is this. Cash management is less than your 90 days, and GSEC is greater than 1 year. Okay. And this is a mechanism. Just if you are getting confused here, don't confuse yourself over this part. Just remember, RBI is giving loan to banks. Just remember one statement. Other things you can use your head and calculate, that if it is giving loan in form of collateral, it has to give some GSECs. Just write this part. These diagrams you draw. Write this, and you can write this. This is your discount price, and this is your at par price. At PAR, par. Okay. So this 1000 rupees is known as what? Bond price. And this 50 rupees, the margin that you earn is known as bond yield. This is the amount that the bond is yielding it to you. This 50 rupees is your bond yield. If you have any doubt, ask me here itself. This is very important chapter for your prelims. Okay, now see, reverse repo is exactly opposite of it. In reverse repo, what happens? We have this bank. These banks have some extra money which they are not able to loan for now. Okay, so what they do is, this money here, let's say this is bank, this is RBI. Now they have some extra funds with them which they have got from deposits of people. Now these deposits or the money that bank is having, they are not able to loan it. So what they'll do, if that money will be kept with them, it will be idle and they won't earn any interest on that money. So they will think that let us park this money with the government or the RBI. So here the money will go to the RBI and RBI will give G6 to these people. Just opposite will happen. Is it clear?
G6 in terms of what?
Government securities, no, same securities.
Okay, in terms of the same thing.
Same bonds that government will pay you. It is a kind of guarantee from the government. Just a piece of paper in which government guarantees you that will pay back the money. Okay? Just understand this mechanism. The difference is simple this. There, just remember like this. Here, bank wants money. Here, bank want to park the money. And same again, when there will be a repurchase agreement. Under repurchase agreement, whosoever has given the GSEC, he has the obligation to buy the GSEC. So under repurchase, what will happen is, so after say 1 year of period or whatever, whenever they come back, so what happens is, this bank will sell the GSEC again and RBI will give the rupees back. Fine? So this is your reverse repo. Okay, for reverse repo, just first of all write it down, then later you can draw the diagram. It is the interest rate. It is the interest rate at which clients earn when parking their surplus funds with RBI for short periods. Just like that, RBI gives GSEC as a collateral. RBI gives GSEC as a collateral. Reverse repo is lower than repo rate. See, the interest that government will give will be less always, right? Government will give less interest and banks, they have to give more interest, right? Is it clear, no? Normal fund. Okay, so this is your reverse repo mechanism. This is how the government will regulate the money supply. You're getting it? Because if they will, so what will happen? So this is a tool to, what I said, to control the monetary policy which targets the inflation. So what will happen is, just see if repo rate is increased. Say currently it is 6%, let's say it's increased to 7%. Fine. So repo rate is increased. So now the loans to the bank, because bank is taking loan, no, will become expensive. So if loans to bank become expensive, that means bank will forward the loans to people in higher rates. So people will not take loans, means they will take loans, but it will reduce. So money supply will reduce in the market overall. So that's how inflation will be controlled. If it is reduced, then banks will eager to loan because they are being charged at less rate. They will be willing to get it, means because eventually they have to do business by giving loans, no? That is their margin. The deposit, the difference between the deposit they take and the loans they forward. So at this position, obviously the money supply in the market will increase. People will take more loans, money supply will increase if repo rate is reduced. You got this tool? So this is repo rate. It is a tool for monetary policy to increase or decrease the inflation which RBI uses. Clear? Okay, so next you write marginal standing facility. Under it you write the interest rate, we just completed repo, the interest rate at which banks borrow long term loans. See, both repo and reverse repo you wrote, right? It is for short term loans, but marginal standing facility is generally for long term loans. So interest rate at which banks borrow long term loans from RBI without pledging any security as collateral.
What's that on overnight basis?
That is call money. It can be your this part of cash management bills also, no? You can take repo rate also because that is a short term loan.
MSF is not included on the overnight basis.
See, MSF is generally at a higher interest. It overnight basis, no? You have this call money, right?
Yeah.
Where you have banks operating with each other mostly. So they take MSF as a window, they take that rate and they try to take short term loan on that basis. You getting it? Or otherwise they have to take loans from RBI with their GSECs
Yeah.
because that is a short term loan.
But that can be, like you can say, not that treasury bills and all.
Yeah, you have to give bills, but here you are not giving bills, but it will be a long term loan, that's why. You are not giving any collateral here. Clear? Otherwise, if they want to take loan, they have to take with the banks, interbank. But they will take this MSF as a benchmark rate. Okay, so here we are writing about marginal standing facility. So these can be used for short term loans also, okay? It's not like, but generally banks, because they are being charged higher rates, no? Here. So they try to take from reverse, but it can be used for short term also, not a thing. But here the thing is that they have to use, okay, it is not collateral. Here they have to use their SLR quota. Yes, I think I did it. We don't write uncollateral. Here they have to use SLR quota GSEC, SLR quota GSEC. So it is not uncollateral, collateral is there, but collateral is SLR quota GSEC. It is higher than repo. See, what will happen is, say banks have 100 rupees in form of demand deposit and time deposit, right? So out of this 100 rupees, we have studied CRR, no? 4% say CRR, 18% let's say what? SLR. So 22 rupees is already fixed. They cannot give it as form of loans. Now the rest of the money, let's say they have some bonds, GSEC, but right now let's say that whatever the 78 crore is there, that is in form of cash or which they have given say loan. So they are not left with any more GSECs here, right? Let's say this is the situation. So no GSEC, 18% it is already SLR, 14% CRR, no GSEC, and let's say 78 is in form of cash or in form of loan already given. So in this situation, now if they want more loan, so they cannot go to the repo market because they don't have GSECs, no? Right? So at this situation, what they will do, they will say, okay, I'm quoting my SLR quota GSEC. You give me loan at somewhat higher price, fine, and we are willing to take loan. That's why marginal standing facility is used when you are out of your government securities. Clear? Is it clear? When you don't have any government securities left, you will use your SLR quota government securities, because under SLR quota you have cash, gold and also government securities, no? So these securities can be used, but RBI, because you have to maintain this much amount minimum, no, as SLR quota, but now you are not able to maintain this, so a kind of penalty is being charged to you. So something above repo rate, say 6% is the repo rate, you will be charged 6.25% to borrow loans now. Everyone getting this?
The collateral is SLR.
Collateral is this SLR quota GSEC. Fine? So this is marginal standing facility. Okay. Now write bank rate. Bank rate. Okay, before bank rate, you write this one, OMOs, open market operations. See, open market operations are same like repo and reverse repo. Just one thing is absent here, that is your repurchase obligation.